Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Reckles with WTBGold, and welcome to Weekly WoW Gold, where every single week we give you all of your gold making information from around the internet in under 5 minutes guaranteed. Now, this week we're actually not going to be doing that because pretty much all week I was like, woo, Halloween, and then like, oh shit, it's Tuesday, I gotta do my show. Whoops. So I'm not really up to speed on everything. But more importantly, we have BlizzCon coming up on the 4th and the 5th, so I thought it would be a lot more fun if I just gave you my BlizzCon predictions. I'm going to start off with StarCraft, mainly because I absolutely don't have a pulse on StarCraft, and I want to just get that out of the way, but it also tells you some interesting stuff about what's going on. It's kind of a segue. StarCraft is it's got this feeling of like it's on its way out, but at the same time it's still really big and popular overseas in the esports arena, and this is kind of where I wanted to talk. If you want a pulse of what Blizzard is doing, you can go to their job site, and right now they're hiring, I'm going to round up 30 people for esports specifically, and this is something they've been doing. They've been hiring heavily like this for the past year, so they are laying a foundation for esports. Is that what they're going to focus on with StarCraft to keep that strong and running? I don't know. But let's transition into Diablo. With Diablo 3, I uninstalled Diablo 3 a while back, just because I'm a hoarder and I needed space on my hard drive. But the way you need to think about BlizzCon is like, what would excite you? What would get you super freaking pumped, and then what would get you so pumped you would just lose your mind and you wouldn't be able to deal? Like, what can you not even imagine you'd be so excited for? And the last thing is usually what they do with every game. So right now, what would I be excited about if they introduced a new patch? What would I be super duper excited about if they introduced a new patch that had rewards for all the different games? What would I be super pumped and totally not expecting? A new D3 expansion. Like, it's been a long time coming, and they are spending a little bit of time on the main stage talking about Diablo, which is something last year they didn't do. Maybe they finally fix their PvP integration and we'll be able to get some D3 PvP esports action. I don't know. Moving on to HOTS, we've got another leak from Axolotl that I want to take this with a grain of salt, because ever since his leaks kind of went public on Reddit and I did my video on it, he's been a little bit more trolly than normal. But talking about Diablo, moving into HOTS, he did post the ability set for the new hero Malthael, which... woo! You know, honestly, I'm really confused by Blizzard when it comes to Heroes of the Storm right now, because they're catering to both, like, old players and new players, and that it gives kind of a weird feel. Like, they changed how powerful new heroes are with Samuro, who is the best hero ever and just completely dominates. That's helping out new players get excited and get their money's worth when they buy a new hero. But then they're also introducing Tavern Brawl, which is a new an expansion type that benefits old players who kind of already have their systems down and they just want a new exciting thing to do. So, long story short, I don't know, let's just go with Malthael for now. So, let's move on into Hearthstone. What would get me excited? A new adventure. What would get me super pumped? A new expansion that comes out this week. Woo! You have no time to prepare, but all the time in the world to be excited. What would get me so pumped I wouldn't know what to do? Well, Day 9 talked about this, but he said with the Heroic Tavern Brawl, it was obviously, whether you like it or you don't like it, it was an experiment into a new form of monetization where it's an approach that caters to people who like high-risk stuff. We've also got the BlizzCon Pick Your Pony. Whoever you think is going to win BlizzCon, you get that many packs for however many games they win. Things like that. This is leading us down the path of this risk-prone rather than risk-averse. Like, this is betting. So, with the push into esports and Heroes of the Storm testing out all these new interesting approaches to betting that isn't technically gambling because you're not getting money back, will we get to a point where they're saying, yes, you can bet on on Hearthstone? I don't know, but it's going to be something along the lines of like introducing betting on all tournaments, something like that. For Overwatch, what would get me excited? If they talked about Overwatch. It's super fun. Like I love Overwatch and the cosplay and all that. It's fantastic. What would get me super pumped? If they released the next 5 heroes and hinted at 5 more. But what would get me super freaking pumped? Overwatch gives you this feeling that, like, if I just try a little bit harder, I can be a professional. I don't know how to do it, but God, I love this game. So what would get me super excited if Blizzard introduced a come as you are, be an esports, play a game against a professional esports team, and this was just part of the game now, where you could choose to be one of the best if you really tried, that American dream, go for it, reach for the stars, and you can do anything. Okay, let's move on to World of Warcraft. What would get me pumped? If we had information about the final patch of the expansion, or we knew who the end boss was, they teased that at us. That would be super fun. What would get me super excited? If they hinted at the next expansion, at 8.0, if they showed us a little bit about that. And what would get me super freaking excited? If they did all that and teased WoW the movie 2, where they're focusing on Illidan this time, something like that. I have some predictions though about the WoW stuff. There was one phrase in Neltharian's lair where he says, where oh shoot, what's his name? Blackhorn says, I have some family matters to attend to. Now here's the thing, Blackhorn is a black dragonflight. All the other black dragonflight are dead except the last remaining black dragon. If Blackhorn, a good guy, has to go deal with some family matters in the form of Wrathion, that means Wrathion, the super powerful black dragon, the son of Deathwing, is up to no good. We always knew he was kind of a bad guy who was a little power hungry. Now he's done it. I think Wrathion is going to be either the main boss of the next expansion or the end boss of this one, and this whole thing has been this big Wrathion manipulated chess game. So that's my thoughts. Let me know what you're excited about, what I got wrong. There's a ton of stuff you can kind of glean from the official schedule that is up on the Blizzcon site, but go check it out. Let me know your tips. Subscribe if you haven't, like the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.